So it's May Bank holiday, and apparently that is an extremely popular time to get married. And I've got to say, it really looks like if you are getting married today, and you're certainly down in the southwest of England, you've picked a good day for it, because it looks like it's going to be really very nice. So I have a small wedding to deliver this morning, and what I'd like to do is just take a few photographs of what I've done, more so that for memories for me, so I remember for next year. But also it is good to have a portfolio of your work, so that when people inquire if you might be able to help them with their wedding flowers, you've got some previous work to show them. So I'm going to do some photographs of that, and I thought you might like to see which flowers I've used and how the little wedding has come together. So we'll head on into the workshop and take a look. Often when you take a booking for wedding flowers, you know about it some considerable time in advance, and quite often you can grow flowers that are specifically for that occasion. So this wedding came to me quite late in the day, so I wasn't able to grow any flowers specifically for it. And in fact, up until last week, I wasn't really even aware that there was a little bit of a colour theme. So I've attempted to try and incorporate that colour theme into the florals for this wedding, but it's a loose interpretation. It's possibly not exactly right, but I think, I hope that I'll get away with it. So what I've made for this, it's only a very small wedding, and the first thing that I made, I've got them all, this is boxed up how they'll be presented to the bride, and I've just put a little note on the back of the card there. And these are wrist corsages, and I've actually made these using dried flowers. I've got 4 sizes, and they're made on ribbon, and because they're dried flowers, they're a little easier. I made some fresh floral corsages last year, which you have to keep in a Tupperware and sort of keep them in the fridge, but obviously because these are dried flowers, you don't need to. So I've made 4 of these, and I've made them ever so slightly different. So this is a large one for an adult, and I've got 2 of those which are there, and then I've got these ever so slightly, they're not tiny children, so they're not really small, but I've got these are on actual wrist corsage bracelets, but then I've just hidden the bracelet with the ribbon, so they'll be able to attach the bracelet to their wrists and then just tie the ribbon to finish. And from these corsages, it's highly unlikely you'll work out the colour theme, because it looks as if it's burgundy, doesn't it? But it's not. I'm hoping the burgundy complements the colour that it's supposed to be. But basically, I got a message saying that the groom was wearing a dark purple suit. So I asked for a photograph of said suit, and I wasn't able to have a photograph. So I did what you all do, and I googled dark purple suit, and the suit came back, well, on Google, the most popular colour for dark purple suit came out this really plummy purple of this colour lily. So I then ordered some ribbon, as you do, and on the screen, I mean, this is the trouble, we all know this from when we order dahlias, on the screen the ribbon looked like this purple of this colour lily, but in reality it's a very burgundy, more red ribbon. So I'm hoping that by adding the statice and the lavender, adding the blue tones to it, we can make it a bit more purple. So anyway, we'll pop the corsages back in their box very gently. So then, of course, my challenge is to tie the corsages, the buttonhole and the bridal bouquet all together as if they look, you know, they're the same wedding, despite the fact that some of the elements are dried and some of the elements are fresh. So that's my mission, should I choose to accept it, was to achieve that so that they don't look like, the bridesmaids don't look like they're going to a different wedding to the bride and groom. I think I've achieved it. Whether or not it's all going to go with this purple suit, I don't know. So the buttonhole. So the buttonhole has the calla lily, which was that main sort of dark purple colour that I was trying to achieve. And it has a clematis bud, some lilac, a tulip, which again hopefully is purple, some celosia, and a little aquilegia, and some brachioglottis. And the aquilegia I just added to add a little bit of blue, because obviously I've got the blue status in the corsages, and I've also got quite a lot of blue in the bridal bouquet. And the reason I added the blue was to give the burgundies that more purple tone. I hope it looks purple. So then we move on to the main event, if you like, the bride bouquet, which I'll very carefully try and get out. Okay, so obviously use the same plum, not purple ribbon, but I think it works, because the thing with doing a bouquet is you can't do all the flowers the same colour. So if I had what have I got here? If I had done a purple stock, a purple tulip, and the purple calla lily like that, although there's different texture and the shades of purple ever so different, it just becomes a sea of purple and you can't really appreciate each flower individually. So by adding different shades and colours of the same, these are all fairly close on the colour wheel, it just means there's more definition in the flowers that you have. So I have the purple stock, the purple tulips, purple honesty, there's some purple allium somewhere, oh yeah, purple alliums, purple aquilegia. But then I also have, so can you see the aquilegia? I have this very purple aquilegia, but then I also have this very blue purple aquilegia, and then I also have this plum aquilegia, tying everything together. And again with the tulips, we have this very plummy purple tulip here, the tiny purple tulips here, but then we also have these very pink tulips, but tying, I've got this geranium phaeum, which is a very purpley colour as well. But when you look, the honesty has tones of pink and tones of purple. Even the anemones have sort of tones of pink and tones of purple. So I'm hoping that it all ties in together. What I've done here is a spiraled stem bouquet, and it's my least favourite to do, so it's not exactly round, but I've tried to achieve a more overall round shape than you'll see. A lot of my work I do front facing, but I thought I'd have a play today with trying to achieve something a bit rounder. Let's go through what we've got in here and where I got it from. Some of the aquilegias from my cottage garden, but I have to confess, when I saw this one in my dad's garden, I stole it. Shh, he doesn't know. Okay, hope you're not watching, Dad, and if you are, thank you and sorry. The campion was also from my dad's garden, as was the cow parsley and the spirea foliage that I've used. Then the alliums, Spanish bluebells, the bigger tulips were all from my cottage garden. Oh, there goes a bit of the stock. These calla lilies I bought from a garden centre specifically, a pot plant, because again the colour was a good colour match. The clematis I bought specifically. The honesty was from the cut flower patch. These are my little anemones here. And there's another one, that's Admiral. They're my little ones. And then these are ones from a local grower. Look at the difference. I'm hoping when I have a tunnel I'll be able to achieve more perfection. And can you see how some of the flowers are really deeply buried inside? You know, there's a tulip right down in there. And it's good when you're going for this wild feel to have things at different heights. If things are all the same height, you end up with that very formal floristry look. Oh, and I've also got some brachyglosses, and the lilac again I bought specifically because it's seasonal. Again, I want my bouquets to be seasonal and a representation. So this is a May bouquet, so you'd expect to see an allium in it, you'd expect to see aquilegia, cow parsley, all of those things. You wouldn't expect to see roses or dahlias in a May bouquet, and that's why they're not in here. So anyway, I thought you'd like to just have a little look before I go off now. I'll load it up in the car and go and take it to the bride and hope that she has a lovely day and hope that she enjoys the bouquet. I must say the lilac in particular has an incredible scent, and walking into the studio this week has been lovely because I've got the lilac shrub just on a table behind you and in front of me there. So thanks for coming along with me to look at my teeny tiny wedding. What do you think? Do you think I've managed to tie the corsages, the buttonhole and the bride bouquet together? Do you think they look like they're from the same wedding? Have you got any weddings to do over the next few weeks? And have you got a colour palette that you're trying to work to? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you with a video probably of me doing some gardening this weekend, although I must admit I'm trying to cover up my voice. I've not been very well, so it may be one of those weekends where, although it would be lovely to get some gardening done, we may have a bit of bank holiday family time, and we'll see. I'm sure I can fit in an hour's gardening here and there anyway. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.